going on, Jerome's? Unfortunately, the offseason is here a lot sooner than we wanted it to be for the Minnesota Vikings. But Vikings are going to be making some moves in free agency. $72 million in cap space, which is going to be great since the Vikings don't have a ton of draft picks. But they should be hammering things, especially the interiors, both of the trenches, interior offensive line, as well as interior defensive line as well. And Pro Football Focus, frenemies of the Vikings, they did up a piece. One free agent every NFL team should pursue in 2025. Now, noteworthy, it is slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, head to Sin City. Should feel like he'd do well with the Raiders. It fits. It fits. But for the Minnesota, also for the others, notably for the Vikings, Murph going to Lions. I hate it. Beasley to the Jaguars. Could see that, as well as Cam Robinson to the Tennessee Titans. Now, this would make sense. I think Cam Robinson would do great with Bill Callahan's one of the best offensive line minds in the game, as well as it would allow them to move J.C. Latham from left tackle, which he did not do well at, back to right tackle, which is more his jam. So Robinson on the left with Skoronski at left guard. That's not bad. That ain't going to be bad. Also, I do not want Cam Robinson back after his 12 pressure, 1 sack game against the Rams, is what it is. But for the Vikings, PFF actually gives the Vikings some nice. Milton Williams, the rotational pass rusher from the Eagles, who's doing some amazing things this season. This is what they wrote up. PFF free agent grade number 32, number 2 defensive interior in free agency. The Vikings may rank 3rd in defensive EPA per play and 6th in success rate, but their defensive line has been a void. It's fair. None of Harrison Phillips, Jerry Tillery, or Jonathan Bullard's posted higher than a 58.8 PFF overall grade during the 2024 season, which is not good, but not exactly fair. So all 3 of them are great against the run. They don't have a ton of juice in the pass rush game. That's what the Vikings definitely need, because if you have that, guess what? Flores can blitz less, and then you're less exposed on the back end. With the $75 million to spend this offseason, Minnesota should go big along its defensive interior. Williams turned into career season 2024, producing 40 pressures, 90.4 PFF pass rush grade, which is 2nd in the league for defensive interiors, only behind Chris Jones. Perhaps he heard of them. Also above Cameron Hayward. Perhaps he heard of him as well. And a 17.7% pass rush win rate, which is amazing. Amazing for an interior, man. Good for that's good for an edge rusher. Yeah, good for 3rd among qualifying and defensive linemen. Adding Williams to a defensive line with Grenard, Van Ginkel, and Diamond Dallas Turner is nightmare fuel for opposing offensive coordinators. And yes, we would have all the Milton from Office Space jokes. That'd be good. But Milton Williams, who came in as a physical freak out of Louisiana Tech, 3rd round pick, number 73 overall back in 2021. So he is a whirling dervish ball of energy, but yeah, he never really got the time of day with the Eagles defensive line. Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis, as well as Jalen Carter and whatnot. But talent is there. All right, so going back to his draft profile from LansDerline@NFL.com, draft projections, rounds 2 or 3. Fair. Turk McBride, stud. Pound for pound, Williams can match his toughness and strength with many of the interior defenders in this draft. Determining his best positional fit will be up to the team that drafts him, but he's a good football player who understands leverage and knows how to use his hands. He'll have some bumpy snaps from time to time due to length and overall mass, but it shouldn't be debilitating for his NFL career, and it hasn't been. Williams possesses twitchy power and short area athleticism, but needs to continue the development of working hands and feet as one to unlock his potential. His pass rush is relatively pedestrian at this time. That definitely changed, and will need to be upgraded more than just to be just a good backup. Teams will weigh the tape and testing against subpar physical traits. It blew that out of the water in the combine. But the end result could land him in the middle rounds as an upside talent, and that's exactly what happened. And he's had a breakout season this year with the Eagles. 44 pressures, 5 sacks, as well as a 90.5 PFF pass rush grade, which they mentioned, and also, he's no slouch against the run either. There are some concerns like, well, can he be a full-time defensive lineman? Yes, I think that he certainly can do that as a 4-tech as well as a pass-rushing 3-tech. He had a career-high 543 snaps this season, so he's roughly 50% of the Eagles' defensive snaps over the last 2 years. So even though he's a rotational guy, he is still getting some significant work. And PFF estimates his contract value at 3 years, $21 million per year. So roughly $63 million total with $37.5 million guaranteed. That's the cost. That's the cost of a premium interior pass rusher at this point in time. And I do think that Williams can grow and show and be that dude along the Vikings defensive line as a true 3-down player and just another weapon, especially just getting that pass rush on 3rd down, which is something that the Vikings desperately needed this year. And with Milton Williams is leading the way, and then the development of Jalen Redmond and Levi Drake Rodriguez, I think the Vikings D-line could be in a really good spot heading into 2025. But your thoughts are thoughts. Pro Football Focus suggests Eagles defensive lineman Milton Williams as a Vikings target for agency. Also hammer the interior offensive line. But your thoughts are thoughts. Comment section. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.